nigga, to the goddamn dealership. Ah, shoot, I cussed. Dang. Uh, he took that mug. He took that mug into the dealership, and they charged him $700 for a wire.
That
A
sound about right though.
wire, Mike.
That sound
Yeah,
about
I
right.
know.
Caddy's always been expensive though, bro.
Huh?
Caddy's always been expensive for some odd reason.
You think
I don't
Benz
know
is
why.
ain't?
No. I ain't saying they ain't.
Okay,
I
all
ain't saying
right.
they ain't.
Let's make
But
it show.
But Caddy have been expensive. Caddy's been expensive. I mean, honestly, let's be honest though. Like most of the automotive industries, they check the price of anything, right? Like especially like when it comes to service and labor,
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
because
When you're
the
right, you're
parts,
right.
the parts, the parts really aren't really the issue. Like now might be because of the supply chain issues that we're having, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in normal circumstances, they go out. Some will be honest. You'll see some technicians that'll come and tell you, like, "Look, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can go out to Advance and buy this part. It costs you $100, but
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you something. We get paid $100 an hour, so I'm gonna charge you at least for 2 hours of labor. Because honestly, it's gonna take me 45 minutes, but you know, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna take the stuff out. I'm gonna make sure to put back in. It's gonna take me 20 minutes to actually fix the issue, but I'm gonna take an hour and a half to make sure that everything is put back in place properly. So I mean, and I get it. I mean, that's the premium that you pay for people in that position. The same way goes with engineers and architects. And listen, it pays to be in the industry, in the profession, that you actually have to get paid for your expertise. Just kind of what it is, man. I
That's
can't fault them.
that's every
Listen,
industry though.
this is true.
Yeah.
This is 100% true. But some industries are underpaid. You know what I mean? We won't really dive into that too much tonight, but
Nah, we can go ahead and dive into it, bro. We got plenty of time. Hold on, let's do our due diligence real quick. Let's do our due diligence real quick. Oh dang, I hit the wrong button. That's what I get for drinking all of this good. Oh, we not promoting. We not promoting. Can't tell you what I'm drinking.
no, not at
All
all.
right.
Not at all. Not at all.
All right. So let's do the due diligence. Live right now. F your food blog. Link is right there. All right, Mike. Let's see what this do. Probably should have done this before we kind of on live, but why not let some people see the behind the scenes?
Nah, well, I mean, listen, why not, man? And, I'm gonna do the same thing real quick. So, you know what I'm saying? We can
Cool.
go ahead and do it. We live. Check us out. And if you don't, I would cuss, but I'm not supposed to. My mom watches. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah,
check us
don't do
out.
that.
Thanks. Link right there.
Hey now.
So yeah. No. We gotta listen, man. This is what you get. When we do things like this, man. Content is king. So if y'all don't like it,
You dig.
I
You
don't know what to tell
super
you.
dig.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't really know what to tell you, man. Y'all,
We
y'all
can't
gotta figure
we can't tell them nothing but have a good
this is
day
a
and goodbye.
fact. And stay safe, man. Stay blessed, man.
Hey man,
Watch out for them thugs
holla,
out there.
holla at your boy.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. But nah. Yeah. So
Hey, and we gonna come up with a welcome. We're gonna come up with a way to intro the what are we calling this? The live show. We'll come up with a way to intro this
yeah.
bad boy. We gotta
Yeah,
figure
we
out an
do.
intro. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We gotta. I think once I don't know. It's some things I've been looking at, man. So we definitely gonna have to find a way to kind of
Let's do
do
it,
some
man.
do
Let's get
some
on our Walter Cronkite. You know what I mean?
shit.
The
Why not?
time is 8:15, and you are now live with the two brothers, Mike and Jono, on Fuck Your Food Blog. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Let's
Nigga.
get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Nah,
Oh man, I
nah, that
like it
shit was
starting off early.
terrible. That shit was terrible. That shit sound
You
like
bullshit.
a late night host in Wisconsin.
Oh shit. He said
So,
Wisconsin. You need to give yourself a ethnic area. You said Wisconsin. Like, good
yeah,
lord.
yeah, that shit sounded Wisconsin, one of them lower markets. You feel me?
Kanisha. Okay.
Yeah. Podunk, Iowa.
Oh my God. No, I don't listen. You don't want to go to goddamn Dubuque. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Ooh wee. Woo wee. Nah, I do
You don't
not want
want
to be
that.
out there in Boise.
Boys ain't bad. Boys ain't bad.
Oh yeah, I know. I just couldn't think of no other place in Idaho.
Oh man.
Sorry, don't
Listen,
know
we know,
much about Idaho.
listen, only person we know I that far is Kanye. And he ain't really out there no more either.
Oh yeah, he out there in Montana though. Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he out there with
If he out there
space.
still. If he out there still, we don't know.
Kanye said he's a Rolling Stone. His house is his home. You know what I mean?
He
But
moving like one.
damn show is. Speaking of Kanye, man, did you happen to check Netflix this
I
week?
have not seen the Kanye documentary yet. I need to check that out.
Man.
I need to check that out.
You frustrate me, man.
I
Nah, I'm
know.
fucking with you.
I need to watch it. I need to watch
Nah,
it.
nah, I'm fucking with you. So I did watch it. Damn, I probably need to take that out the title.
Nah, you keep
But
it in there. You keep it in there.
it's all good. Cause what do you think about a Kanye documentary? Let's see, February 17th, 2022. What do you think a Kanye documentary would do for Kanye's brand at this moment in time in his career?
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm being honest, from everything that I've saw, because I've seen a lot of people kind of comment on it when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't really think as much he can do. It's only just going to be nostalgia for the people that knew Kanye before 2010, 2011, 2012. You know, the people that were around and were able to listen and decipher his music in 03, in 04, and seeing his career, you know, since then, and even the people before that, kind of being able to see all that footage and to seeing how he was able to move around and to seeing his steps that he even documented himself for the most part. I mean, you know what I mean? He kind of told us everything that was kind of, you know, that he was doing around that
Mm-hmm.
time. So for us, it probably just gives us a sense of nostalgia, and also kind of gives us a more intimate look at him personally. So
Gotcha.
I don't think it would do anything for his brand currently, because right now it's hard because he's kind of doing more damage to his own brand right now than this.
You
This
think
can
it's
make this.
damaged?
I don't personally think it's damaged,
Okay.
but I think other people do. Other people feel that way. So, you know, I think his core fans are gonna rock with him. I think people that love Kanye are gonna rock with him, and I think Kanye is a genius when it comes to just creating mass hysteria. he's just a genius when it comes to it, man. He's calculated and he knows what he's doing. And I don't think a lot of people understand and get it, and it might not sit right with everybody, you know. But you know, I do think he needs more people in his corner, though.
Okay. Okay.
What about you? Would you being somebody that saw it? What were your first initial impressions on it?
It's the last song on College Dropout album. It's literally what it is. Oh, spoiler alert! My bad.
Nah, I mean, I kind of figured that.
Boo myself. But yeah, the first episode, because it's a number of episodes that they're gonna drop sequentially throughout the weeks. But this first episode is essentially just the last song on the College Dropout album. So if you heard the last song on the College Dropout album, then you know this part of the documentary. But it was nice to see it visually. right? It
Yeah.
was nice to see his kind of hustle visually. And I think that if you take this as an inspirational thing, then you can learn a lot from his hustle,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I heard that word thrown around a lot with people.
Yeah.
People were saying it was inspirational. So I think that's kind of it might not help his brand, but it's definitely gonna help the timing of things, I guess. That makes sense.
And for us that know Kanye, for us that have been around Kanye's career as like fans and just music lovers, we kind of knew who Kanye was, right? So the stuff that he's doing now kind of don't surprise us because he always been that dude. Like he's always been that dude, right? He's always been the kind of dude who would say anything, who kind of overinflates his talent, who kind of wants to speak gigantic kind of
Big picture.
ideas into fruition, right? He's
Mhm.
always been that type of dude. Then seeing him on camera early in his career, it doesn't shock you to see him do the same things that he's doing now, right? And talk about the same things that he does now back then, right? Um, it's just not a shock. We all knew Kanye was cocky. We all knew how he got down. Um, the interesting thing is to see how people reacted to that before he was famous. That's the most interesting part of this documentary, right? You get to see how people reacted to him talking that shit before he was Kanye West, right?
Mhm.
Who uh rapper, producer, biggest artist in the game, right? The way people looked at him talk about it back then and the way people look at him talk about it now, it's totally different. And it's interesting to see it on camera, right?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
actually have those kind of interactions with him, and people looking at him like he's fucking crazy, right? They look at him like, bruh, if you don't make this beat and shut up,
Hey,
yeah.
bro. I mean, there have been stories out there that's been reported about. I even take back to the little brother story about how they,
Hmm.
how they first met Kanye
Hmm.
and how, Fonte was saying, oh, that this dude he'd always been like that. He got on stage saying he was going to be this and he was going to be that. You
Hmm.
look and do like, yo, who is this dude? Who's this
Hmm.
weird dude? Hey, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, it's more power to him for him to be able to turn those things into fruition because a lot of people don't necessarily have that success story happen like that.
Yeah. Shout out to Yeezy, man. Um, you know, for sure. All right. So what else? So since you didn't watch Kanye, what did you watch? Anything impressive? You watch any football
Another,
games over the weekend?
yeah. I mean, I saw a little bit of it, man. I saw a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy, but you know, it is what it is with the NFL, man. I saw a lot of pandering, if anything.
Really? Okay. All right. Pandering.
Oh yeah,
I'm here to hear what you got.
come on, man. That was a whole panda fest. That was a whole panda fest
Wish I needed.
from
I
the.
wish I had a panda button right here. Panda. Panda.
uh,
Panda.
yeah, man.
Okay.
It was a
What was
whole
the panda
whole
fest?
panda fest, man. From the commercials down to the people that they got. They pandered to Hollywood. They pandered to Black America.
Mm-hmm.
They pandered to minorities. You know what I mean? It just pandered to a lot of people, man. It was just kind of it was over the top. And I think that's kind of what people have to realize. The Super Bowl isn't really for sports fans unless your team is playing. The Super
Think
Bowl,
so? Because we had a
bro,
decent game. It wasn't exciting, but it was decent.
I think the game gets overshadowed a lot of times. Because again, the Super Bowl really isn't for sports fans. We can watch the game and enjoy it because we know what's going on. We can
Okay.
see it, but even sometimes, even that kind of seems a little bit off kilter, just because of the
Okay.
way they kind of do things, and this kind of the different variables that have kind of been thrown in those games, right?
Okay.
But mostly the Super Bowl is never for the actual sports fan, unless your team is in the Super Bowl, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's kind of
Right.
that's the only joy you get out of it. It's a commercial fest. It's a corporate America fest. It's a pandering to
But it's always been
whichever
that though.
it has, but
Yeah.
it's gotten worse,
Think so?
of course.
Why you think that? Why you think it's gotten worse?
Oh man, because now, now it's more deliberate. Now it's more intentional. Now they're trying to force it down your throat. Like, bro, I'm good on that,
What you mean by force? What they trying to force down your throat? I'm just asking.
bro. I get it. The Super Bowl was in LA. Why not get the biggest hip hop star?
Oh, you talking about
Maybe
the
of all.
halftime? Nah. Before we go to the
No, no,
halftime
no, no,
show.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
let me out.
Okay.
Let's hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay. All right. All right.
You got that. You got him constructing the halftime show, so he calls his friends.
Okay.
You get you get the networks involved. So NBC got Dwayne Johnson in their pocket. Who are they going to get to introduce the teams? Oh, let's call the Rock up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's we know you guys don't really take care for the national anthem, so we're going to do the lift their voice and sing. Really? I don't, like, stop. Like y'all ain't been doing that. Don't do it now.
They did it last year.
I know, but that was the first time they did it, and it needs to be the last time. But guess what? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
We here now.
We don't need to be, and that's what I'm talking about. It just kind of gets worse because now you're just adding more and more stuff onto to things where it just doesn't need to be there, bro. Like just kind of like you do it. Show the game, give a good halftime performance, and be done with it, bro. That's it. That's it. That's it. And also too,
So you hate the commercialization of the NFL?
no,
Okay.
I hate the spectacle that's
Bro, it's the
created.
Super Bowl.
I get it.
It's called the Super Bowl.
I get it.
Okay. Okay.
I get it, bro. But the last time the Super Bowl has been about sports and about the game, it's probably been about 97, 98.
It's not
Since
true.
then, no, bullshit.
It's not true. I understand
You,
Dallas ain't been there in a while. I get that, right?
no, it ain't got nothing to do with Dallas, bro. It's when you have a bunch of stuff. I know you're trying to fire shots, but it's all good.
My
It's
bad,
all
my
good.
bad. Go ahead.
It's all
Go
good.
ahead, my
Fuck you
bad.
too, weak bastard. Weak bastard.
All right, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. Finish your
Ever since the
point.
2000s, it hasn't been the same. And I think it's just kind of just gotten to the point where now it's just a spectacle. And now you worried more so about the storylines that's surrounding the game, the storylines that's surrounding the events that's going on, and everything like that. It's not about the game anymore,
But
and
it's
that
never.
kind of takes away from it.
But everything outside of the game has always been that, right? Like it's never been about actual sports. If it was about the actual sports, we would get real commentary. We would get real sports writers. We would get real stats. We wouldn't change the game every time, fans get upset because a stupid call was made. We wouldn't change the game because quarterbacks are the most visible players on the field, right? It's always been the spectacle, right? If you love football, you watch it for the football. If you love the spectacle, you watch it for the spectacle. If you just want to be in the know and want to be a part of the zeitgeist of Americans American excess, then you just watch the game, right? We all fall victim to that. But if you're there for the sports, then it's about the sports, right? It depends on what you're there for, right? You can you can go get some nachos when the commercial is on. You know what I mean? You can go look at Twitter while the halftime show is going. Like you don't have to watch ESPN. Like you can be there just for the sports. If that's what you're about, then it's there for you. I don't think that a sports fan is really worried about the excess. I think a sports fan is there for the game. Now, if you're not a sports fan, I can under if you're a sports fan, all those people around the Super Bowl and all this extra BS that kind of takes away from the game. I can understand how that can be annoying, but the game is still there. And the games are normally decent. We haven't had a good Super Bowl in a while, but the games are normally decent. And this game was decent, right?
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
decent.
it was predictable, and that's kind of what I mean. Like, I don't want to go into too much, but the Super Bowl is starting to get kind of to the point where like you kind of can predict what's going to happen.
Okay, what you mean by predict?
Fam, you mean to
Nah,
tell
I'm
me?
okay.
You mean to tell me Cincinnati all of a sudden just they just stopped doing everything? Like they stopped executing, they stopped running. Like seriously? And then all of a sudden the Rams couldn't do anything. And then all of a sudden the light switches went off. Like, oh, let's throw it to our best player every time and get him the ball. You couldn't do that the first quarter and a half after y'all went down, after OBJ got hurt, which is unfortunate because that changes things. Injuries are something you can't really predict in the Super Bowl. Those are
Right,
variables that's out of your control.
right.
But like, come on, fam. Like, come on, fam. And like, you just knew they kept going back and forth, punt here, punt there. The Rams were set up to win. I don't think they were going to let the Rams lose that game. And the officiating kind of also played into that too.
Wait, hold on. So you saying? Let me understand what you're saying because we gotta get to understand. So you're saying that the NFL Super Bowl is rigged to let the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, win.
I put it like this: if the NFL wants a certain outcome, they can make sure that it happens.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the NFL wanted the Los Angeles Rams to
Of course,
win the Super Bowl.
of course.
Okay. Then why hasn't, and this is no shots to you. This is no shots to you. Then why hasn't Dallas been in the Super Bowl since the 90s? If the outcome is the NFL wants teams can make teams win, then why hasn't Dallas or Pittsburgh, right? I'm a Pittsburgh fan, you're a Dallas fan, right? Why haven't Dallas or Pittsburgh, the two biggest fan bases in the NFL, the 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 biggest fan bases that spend the most money outside of maybe Green Bay, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
have they not been to a Super Bowl in damn near 20 years?
Why would they need to go when they're the most they're the most what's the word I'm looking for? They're the most valuable franchise in sports. Why would they need to? They don't need to necessarily win. And
Because the NFL can make more money if those teams go to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying, right? Like if
can they?
it, yeah, Dallas, Mike, come on, bro. You
I'm a
telling
fan,
me
bro. Listen, I know.
right? That's what I'm saying, right? So if
I
Dallas
don't think
makes
so.
it to a Super Bowl, everybody wins. Like the NFL is a profit sharing league, right? If Dallas makes it to the
Mm,
yeah, they are. Yes, they are. They're a profit
oh,
sharing league. They're a profit
Dallas is one
sharing
of
league.
Dallas is one of the only few teams that don't share all of their profits with the NFL, the rest of the NFL owners, because they signed licensing deals with other companies and corporations before they had that
I,
bargaining agreement.
I get that part of it. I get that part of it. But the NFL shares the profits of all that other stuff, right?
So yeah,
Yeah,
some
Dallas
yeah.
don't get no extra profits off the Super Bowl. Dallas don't get no extra profits off the playoffs. Dallas gets extra profits off of the things that they do for Dallas. Right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry does his marketing and promotion thing, and he makes money off of that stuff, right? the stadium, all of that other stuff, right? I get that part of it.
Licensing deals, everything. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Now, but what would benefit the NFL more? A Steelers Cowboys Super Bowl or a Bengals LA Rams Super Bowl? You don't need to think about that. It's a Steelers Cowboys Super Bowl. More people will watch. Everybody and their mama was saying this is a piss poor Super Bowl. Nobody wants to see the Rams. They only been in the LA 1 year. They fans ain't even show up. Imagine the Super Bowl in Dallas with the Dallas Cowboys playing in the Super Bowl. Imagine the Super Bowl in Pittsburgh, although it's too cold. Imagine the Super Bowl in Pittsburgh with the Pittsburgh Steelers playing in the Super Bowl. Like, this is we talking about totally different type of money here. We talking about totally different type of money for the stadium. We talking about totally different money for LA. We talking about totally different money for the NFL. And if the NFL has the ability to set these games up, then why wouldn't they put their cash cow in there? Right? It's the same beef I have with the people talking about the NBA is rigged. If the NBA was rigged, then the Knicks and the LA Lakers would be in the playoffs every year, would be in the finals every year. Right?
Not necessarily. I don't think the NBA is rigged though. So I don't know who's saying that. But I
plenty of people.
The only reason why I would say the NFL is kind of leaning towards that is because of the gambling. And I think Brian Flores is he's going to go down as either one of the smartest guys in the world or one of the craziest. Because if they're able to find out the teams are tanking, what else are they going to find out?
So, okay.
And I get it. It would make too much sense for them not to have the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Packers, the 49ers. Those are the teams that have been there.
Right.
But if you're trying to grow the league to ensure that you have equal footing for all these teams and that there is some parity and the same teams aren't going there every year, sometimes you're going to have situations kind of come up.
Parity doesn't help your league. It hurts it.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, parity don't help the league. Dynasties help the league, not parity.
Why do you think dynasties help the league?
Because you have somebody to root against. The NBA was never. Think about all the times you wanted to, and I always say this about the NBA because the NFL is different, right? The NFL is different. The NFL focuses on team first, and this is why I bring it back to the NBA. The NBA is way more fun when it's a dynasty. All sports are way more fun when it's a dynasty. Even the NFL was way more fun when the Patriots were winning all those games with Tom Brady because it gave them somebody to hate. It gave us somebody to hate. The Cowboys in the 90s. The Cowboys in the 90s. The San Francisco 49ers in the 80s. The Steelers in the 70s, right? The league has always been more fun when it's been dynasties.
Well, I tell you what. I know a lot of people don't hate the Steelers and don't hate the 49ers as much as they hate the Cowboys.
Well, that's because y'all that's because the Cowboys.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. So is it really? So you going to hate somebody regardless. It is what it is. And I get it. The dynasties seem like, oh, they're always there. Why they're there?
But people hate Cowboys fans for the same reason that they hate Knicks fans. Right? It's because
thing,
though, so it's a little
different.
Neither has Cowboys. Neither had the Cowboys.
Fucking relax. The Knicks ain't won a championship since the 70s. Man, at least I was born the last time. So relax. Calm down.
But
just
still,
go to your point. Go to your point. Just go to your point. I go to your point. Go to your point. I just go to your point. I don't hear it. Just go to your point. What are you about to say?
I don't want to go.
What are you about to say? Just go to your point. I don't hear it.
People hate Cowboys fans because y'all are loud and boisterous, right?
But see,
that's just it.
But y'all pinpoint the few idiots that's out there that really ain't fans. And that's the issue.
I get that part of it, Mike. I understand that. You understand that. But Stephen A. Smith got to make a show. And those
And see,
loud,
again,
boisterous fans work for him.
but he brings on himself though, because when you call them out, yeah, they're gonna come at you. Then now you just inviting it.
Exactly.
Now you just
Exactly.
inviting it.
And I'm using the extreme example just so people can understand, right? But like you get it. But what all I'm saying is what benefit does the NFL get from rigging these games? The NFL don't really get no benefit from rigging these games. That's why I kind of push back against that.
I think, well, so kind of like your point, how the NBA has done a great job of creating villains, right?
Mhm.
Because you can market a specific person to where Steph Curry is either loved or he's hated, right?
Right.
Draymond is either loved or he's hated.
Right.
LeBron, you market him as the greatest player ever, he's either loved or he's hated. The same with Kobe, the same with Mike, it's the
Right.
same with Shaq, it's the same with all these guys, right?
But NFL does that too. They
But
only
the
do it for the
NFL can't
quarterback though.
do it. And that's the thing. Now, guys are retiring. Who's going to carry the league forward? You got to put people in that driver's seat now.
But that's not so okay. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is
I
what
got you.
benefit
I just know what you're trying to say.
yeah, what benefit does the NFL get from I guess like
They don't get
from
any
making the
monetary
Rams
benefit.
win. That's what I'm saying, right? So I don't
There's no
understand.
monetary benefit.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
like
it kind of is, but it's not. It's not a significant one.
they win either way. That's why
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
win-win for
understand
them.
what right. So that's why I don't understand when people say like, yo, the game was fixed, the game was rigged. What benefit does the NFL get out of rigging the games? And that's what I want to know. Now, if you have the answer for me, I'm fine with hearing it, right? But I don't see the benefit that the NFL gets from rigging these games. Because if they did get a benefit from it, trust and believe the Cowboys would be in the Super Bowl at least once or twice every 5 years, right? Like it would just make sense.
See, I push back on that because and I get it because it's like this Cowboys, they're the biggest team. I get it. They're America's team. I get it.
Right. Right.
But is it really beneficial? Because
Hell
I'll
yeah.
be honest with you. The numbers are going to be the numbers regardless.
No, Mike.
Bro,
No,
look at the Super Bowl we just had. They
bruh.
just reported
If you get
it
a
was a high rated Super Bowl.
Cowboys, I get it, right? If you get a Cowboys, if you get it, see, you can't get Green Bay. I'm trying to pick somebody other than the Steelers, right?
No, but you, go
If,
ahead and use your example. Go ahead and use your
okay, if
example.
you
Because
get it,
honestly, yeah, people are going to watch that. People are going
that's
to
what
watch
I'm
that
saying.
game.
If you get a Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl, we talking about completely different type of, bro. We
But
talking
guess
about
what?
completely different type of energy here.
But guess what? That
Go
energy
ahead.
is only reserved for people like you and me who really
No,
go. Yes.
no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean, right? What I'm talking about is you get a totally completely different energy from everybody else. Like, and I don't mean like the non-sports fan. What I'm talking about is when ESPN come on the ticker, like you got history to talk about. You got
Oh yeah, they
Mean
go. Oh
Joe
yeah. Oh my God.
Green. You got
Oh
Michael
yeah.
Irvin. Like the NFL network is going through like playback of like old Steelers and Cowboys Super Bowls, right? You got
They're going to put more money. They're going to put more marketing behind it.
right.
Of
You got
course.
Hall
Of
of
course.
Fame. You got Hall of Fame athletes coming up to the studio and Hall of Famers at Radio Row. Like it's a
They're gonna
completely
be talking
different.
different. It's gonna be different.
Exactly my
It's gonna be
point,
different.
right?
It's gonna be different.
Exactly. What was the talk about during this? Matthew Stafford? Who gives a fuck, right? Joe Burrow? Okay. Okay. Like it ain't even no real deal like dude to talk about other than Aaron Donald. And who wants to talk about a defensive tackle? Half of the people out there don't even know what he's supposed to be doing every play. Right?
Yeah, and see. So here's the interesting part. If the Cowboys and Steelers would have met in 2014,
right,
it just would have been nuts.
yeah,
You would have had Ben against Romo.
yeah.
You would have had Tomlin against Garrett. It just would have been the history, the Super Bowls in the 70s. That you just would have had it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something when there's a lot of variables involved in it, and I'm wondering now. They kind of want their stars to kind of be in these games. They want certain things, and they want to try to put certain people on certain pedestals.
But if
And
they
I'll be
want to
honest with you,
start, but if they want stars, they don't want freaking Joe Burrow and Matthew Stafford. They want Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean,
like, let's be real here. The Super Bowl we wanted to see was Green Bay versus Kansas City.
Of course,
right?
But how many times have we not gotten the Super Bowls that we wanted though?
All the time.
And see, I feel like sometimes some of those are by design, some of those are not.
All the time. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be in the Super Bowl last year. We wanted to see Green Bay last year. Over the damn Buccaneers. Nobody wants to see them. Shout out to my homeboy Betos. He a Buccaneers fan. But like, nobody wants to see them. We wanted to see Green Bay last year. We wanted to see Patrick Mahomes versus Aaron Rodgers.
So, what do you say about the officiating then? Because I feel like that's some of the biggest thing and for the NFL to have all these mechanisms in place, why can't they truly get the game right?
Okay, I understand what you're saying. You're saying at the end of the game, the officiating was a little shaky. My thing about the officiating this is my thing about the officiating, and this has always been my thing about NFL officiating. It's always been terrible. It's terrible every single game. It has never been good. It ain't never been a game where you could point to in the NFL where you could say, yo, the officials did really, really great there. They did their job to perfection.
we ain't looking at the numbers, so we can't say that for real.
But nah, for real, like, bro, when the last time you looked at an NFL game and you was like, yo, they did a great job of officiating that game?
It might have been one or two.
Right. Exactly. Right.
One or two.
It's always been bad. That was my point when they brought in the replacements. They was like, oh, the replacements are terrible. I'm like, bro, the real officials won't much better. It's always been bad. Bro, I'm a Steelers fan. I watched Jerome Bettis call heads, and the dude told him he called tails. Like, I've seen this stuff with my old eyes. The officiating in the NFL is terrible. Terrible. Always been terrible. Will never stop being terrible. Right? The good teams win, the bad teams lose, and the officiating is terrible. Just here's what it is.
For a league to be that profitable, you should definitely have better officials.
So, all right. So let me say this, right? It's not set up for them to be good, right? And if that's the argument,
they just gotta be operable.
But if that's like, if you want to make the argument that they're not set up to be, because nobody know what the fuck any of these rules are. Nobody knows what's pass interference.
And that's a whole other problem.
What's pass interference?
Pass interference is basically, according to the rules, after 5 yards, if you mug a motherfucker down the field, it's pass interference, bro. You can't impede the receiver from catching the football. That's pass interference. Whether it's hand checking, whether it's incidental contact, anything.
So if I'm watching the NFL correctly, you should be able to call offensive pass interference on every single play.
Sometimes.
No.
Sometimes.
On every single play. Because the rule is you're not supposed to touch a dude, you're not supposed to touch a wide receiver after 5 yards. But the wide receivers push off, they grab, they push all game long, and we never get offensive pass interference.
That ain't true. They don't push off all the time. No, they don't. Not all the time, bro. Not all. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Not all the time. You know, damn well they push off all the time. Come on, man. Don't do that. To your point, you're right. It should be called more often. You won't get an argument from there.
My man yanked his face mask off.
No, I saw it. I saw it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
But you missed it. But you miss it though. You miss it. Like
they always miss it. They always miss it, Mike. They always miss it. We could bring. I wish I had the number to an NFL cornerback. I would call this nigga right now so we could bring this nigga on the goddamn line and he could tell you that they always miss that call. I might get Dwayne Washington. Let me call. I call Dwayne Washington and to let him tell you they always miss that call.
Listen. If I can get Anton Bethea's number, I call him too because he'd say the same thing.
Right.
I get it. I get it. It's terrible. I mean, hell, but I think about it, like to your point, they don't know what the rules are because you can't tell me for 75 years or 80 years you didn't know what a catch was, and then all of a sudden it takes for two of the biggest franchises to play in a playoff game, and for you to determine that wasn't a catch.
Like I said, it's always been terrible. It's always been terrible. It's always been subjective, right? The good teams win, the bad teams lose, and sometimes your team gets screwed. It is what it is.
Nah, that's the ultimate truth.
Yeah.
It just kind of
just happens, bro. You can't tell me Dez Bryant catch want to catch, right? But sometimes shit happens. Look, bro, it happened to me too. Patriots, my man diving in the end zone.
Yeah.
Diving in the end zone, not a catch.
Well, think about it like this. How many rules have they changed for one guy more than Tom Brady?
Yeah, exactly. Now see, if that's where you want to talk, then we could talk. Right?
Bruh. It's evidence everywhere. They did it for Peyton. They did it for Tom. If I'm being honest, they did it for Troy and Steve.
Yeah.
They're gonna find ways to manipulate it to get what they want, man. And honestly, whoever can adapt to it the best is the one that's gonna come out on top.
But what do they want? And that's the thing. See, that's the thing
we
you gotta
know.
prove. You do. Yeah, you do. You know what they want. We both know what they want. Exactly.
But
and what brings more money? And what brings more money?
Than that.
But okay, what's more?
There's some things that we don't know that they on the surface we know it's money, but there's got to be some other things that's there that we don't really know. We can't really conceptually say, right? Because we don't know. We ain't in the league office. Like we won't know.
Bro, it's money. It's money, dog. At the end of the day, it's money.
But so to your point, if it's money, then why not put the Steelers and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl?
Because it ain't rigged. It's real. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, trust me, nigga. It would be The Rock versus Stone Cold for the WWF championship every single time. You feel me?
But you can't do that though, because you can't do that though.
Why can't you?
Can't do that though.
Why can't
you? What you mean? Why can't you? What you mean? Why can't you?
What you mean? Why can't you?
People are gonna stop watching at some point, bro.
No,
it's the same with.
Nobody does it, bro. The WWE sell out every arena they go to,
and they didn't have The Rock and Stone Cold, and we know they plan some things to be a certain way. Like the WWE is, and they're scripted. Like it is what it is, right?
Right.
But the talent takes over, and hey, it's kind of what it is, and they kind of set things up.
And people love it.
People do,
and that's my point. That's my point, right?
So I think the NFL is the same exact way. That's all.
Nah, it ain't. It ain't, because if it was, they would put the dude who make the most money in the front. It would be John Cena versus Roman Reigns every time, man. It's John Cena versus Roman Reigns every time, and it would be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Dallas Cowboys every time. Well, maybe not Pittsburgh, Probably pick a better. I don't know, but like right, Pittsburgh got the history, but Dallas got the people. Right, Dallas got the fans. Like y'all are America's team, right? It would be the Yankees versus the Red Sox. It would be the 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 Knicks versus LA, right? That's what it would be all the time, and it's not that. That's how you know it's not rigged.
At least we think anyway. At least I think.
At
But
least and look, bro, you might be right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just
yeah,
saying,
nobody's right or wrong. We just talking.
yeah,
we
yeah.
just talking.
I'm just saying I don't see the benefit of it. Right? I don't see the benefit of rigging it, especially not for the Rams and the Bengals.
you keep saying it like that, bro.
But nah, for real, bro. Like the Rams in LA and they can't even sell out their own fucking stadium, right? For the Super Bowl. Like, that's bullshit.
I got a whole nother
It was
thing
more
about that,
it
but I
was
don't even
more
feel like
people
going
it
into
was more people in that stadium to watch Dr. Dre get up there and do a performance than it was to
it. Oh
watch
yeah.
the football game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm
S-
saying.
So that goes to my whole point about this being a spectacle, bro.
Yeah, for people and but I wasn't disagreeing with your
No, I know, I know,
spectacle.
I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
I wasn't disagreeing with that. Yeah.
I just kind of feel like, yo, it's. I tell you what, if we get a not a Rams, if we get a Cowboys Steelers Super Bowl, I know then it's about the game. They're gonna make it whatever they want to make it, but I know at
Exactly.
the end of the day, it's gonna be about the game.
Exactly.
You can
Exactly.
put these two teams in the Super Bowl and not really be about the game.
And that's my point. That's my point. Like, why would the NFL do that and know it ain't gonna be about the fucking game? Like, we not about to put these two bastards in here for them not to fuck up the goddamn money. Hell no.
But because they know they're gonna get the money anyway.
Exactly my point. So what the fuck is the point of rigging it?
Hey man, you know why the point of rigging it, but we, hey,
To make
they do
more
it at some point.
money. To make more money. I get that part of it, but if you want to make more money, you don't put the goddamn Rams and the Bengals.
If you're trying to sell to the public that you didn't make a mistake putting the team in LA.
But you don't have to sell that to the public. Right? I get what you're saying. No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But you don't have to sell to the public putting shit in LA. Like, I could understand trying to sell to the public. You put that bitch in Boise, Idaho, right? But you don't have to sell shit. You don't have to sell nothing about putting some shit in LA. You don't
You
have to
kind of have
sell.
to.
Nah, you don't have to sell shit about putting shit in LA or New York. You don't have nah. You want to put something in LA or New York? We all know why you want to put something in LA or New York. You don't have to sell us on nothing.
They got to make sure it's successful. That's how they messed up the first time.
Well, that's different. That's different. It ain't shit. Ain't no professional team gonna be successful in LA. Right? You can try. You could
You got the
try,
Rams now. You got the Rams now.
but that don't benefit the NFL.
Why I don't?
Because, all right, I want to say it
And we can
doesn't
get off
be.
this when you finish.
Yeah, we can get off this topic because we gonna go round and round in circles. It doesn't benefit the NFL because LA ain't a fan base that anybody can conquer. The Lakers is the only thing that matters in LA as far as sports is concerned.
And I would say the Dodgers too.
Yeah, the Dodgers, but the Dodgers don't won Super Bowl. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about baseball, man. Nobody
No,
cares
we're
about
not doing. We're
baseball.
not doing that. We're not doing that.
Nobody cares about baseball, bro. Come on, bro. Nobody cares about this shit, man. I mean, real talk. Nobody cares about this shit.
They
It
got a
could
lot
be,
of fans that say otherwise.
man. Shohei Hotani and Mark Teixeira, not Mark Teixeira. What's the dude?
Talking Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout could be going for the goddamn home run record like Sammy Sosa and Bart McGuire, and nobody would care. Nobody would care. It's over, bro. Baseball is over. Nobody cares.
You think it's over?
Bro, they in the middle of a lockout and nobody cares. They are in the middle of a lockout right now. People
Oh
about to
man.
miss spring training and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Let the NFL be in the middle of a lockout before the first preseason game and see what happens. Let the NBA be in a lockout before the first preseason game and see what happens. They about to miss spring training. They about to pitchers was supposed to show up last week? Or pitchers
Yeah,
supposed to show up this week?
It's supposed to report last week.
Yeah, nobody cares. Shit ain't even on the ticker in ESPN. It might be. I don't watch that shit no more.
They talk about it here and there, but I follow because I mean,
as an afterthought, right?
Somewhat. It is kind of weird though. It's not a lot of ESPN is not going to be invested in baseball because they don't really have much tie to it, not like they used to.
No, that ain't necessarily true though. They got baseball coverage. They got baseball. Yeah. They got a baseball package. They got
they got baseball coverage, but it's not the same as what it once was, right? Like they used to be full-fledged in baseball. Like it used to be them and really.
They got Tim Kirchin and all them still there. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I mean Tim Kirchin got his foot out the door. Like they don't even put him on TV like that no more.
But nobody, bro, it's because nobody cares. I mean, real talk, bro. Nobody cares. I'm a Braves fan, bro, and I didn't even care. It was in the damn World Series. I care less. I don't even know who play on the damn squad. It's a nigga that wear pearls or something like that.
Hey, you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Cause what? Acuna Jr. was hurt.
He was hurt, yeah. He was hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only dude I knew who was on the squad.
Yeah. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess the mass public doesn't care. So, but you know,
no, we don't. Nobody cares.
That's an interesting question.
What's that?
Because if the NFL would have locked out some years ago, I wonder how much people would actually care then.
The NFL ain't gonna lock out because people care.
Do people care, or do the players and owners care too much to not afford to mess with the money?
NFL players don't get paid enough to lock out. Baseball players get a shit ton of money. Their money lasts a little bit longer, so they can lock out.
A whole lot longer.
Right. NFL dudes need a game check badly. You got to remember, bro, that's 182 games compared to 16. Right? So, like...
I know the math.
Yeah. So, like, by the time a damn third string got their running back get to September, he tapped.
What do you say? So, we really gonna get off sports for real.
Well, we got to talk about the halftime show, but yeah, go ahead.
All these sporting leagues really could withstand certain things if they draw a line in the sand. But you're asking for the top 1% to contribute to help pay those guys that don't make as much money, that don't have enough money in the bank. Is that too much to ask?
What you mean?
Well, I remember at one point in time, I think it was 2019 or 2020, when they were going through, they were about to lock out, but they ended up agreeing to it.
Mm-hmm.
Players like J.J. Watt, Aaron Rodgers, kind of
the Pouncey brothers. Yeah, I remember.
They were, offering guys to kind of like, hey, we'll put money aside in reserve to pay you guys while we go through this and get you what we want.
I remember. Yep.
Well, why not just do that? And I get it.
Because you're going to trust J.J. Watt, the Pouncey brothers, and Aaron Rodgers to pay you? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right. You going to trust, like, nah, for real. Like, you go, like, if you the third string running back for the Arizona Cardinals, you go trust a dude on some other team to break you off something if you need it.
If he really
If
about
you
the players,
if your
if y'all really
kid
all together,
and you know you ain't. Come
and
on, man.
that's a whole other issue.
Come on, man. I need this game check, bro. I don't give a fuck what they talking about, nigga. I need this 100,000. Give a damn what they talking about, nigga. I need this 100,000 a game. I got
We
bills I need to get paid.
we
Right?
about to see what the NBA does, because that's the NBA about to be in a similar situation.
It's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing. It ain't the
I don't
dudes who
know.
make a lot of money. It's the dudes who don't make a lot of money.
Of
Right?
course, always has been. Their
Yeah,
contracts aren't guaranteed, but the NBA is going to be interesting.
maybe,
The NBA is going to be interesting
maybe, maybe. But
because they start.
them NBA dudes ain't about it like that.
They might not have much of a choice.
What you mean?
Now that the owner's trying to get back what they lost.
See. Hey man, look, man, we gonna talk about this shit till we blue in the face. But like,
The owners come back and get their money, bro. So
you
we about to
talking
see. We
about
about to see. But
but see, this the difference, right? And let's let out, and I'll end it on here, and I'll let you get the last word, right? We talking about two different types of money, right? We talking about long money versus a lot of money. Long money don't give a damn. A lot of money cares, right? NBA cats make a lot of money, but that long money, they don't care nothing about what they talking about. We sit this thing out for as long as you want to sit this thing out, man. We don't even make no money. This is a hobby for us, and that's the difference. Uh, sports ownership is a hobby for most of the people who own those teams, unless you owned it from way back in the day, and that's your family business, right?
yeah,
But for most of those teams, this is a hobby. This is somewhere to put your money, right? We make money outside of this, right? Them NBA cats, that ain't a hobby for them. That's their job. This is what we do to make money. If we ain't doing this, we don't make no money, right? The NFL, NBA, baseball, if we ain't doing this, we losing money, but we still making money, right? It's just a hassle. But we losing money all the goddamn time. We paying this staff all the goddamn time. If it's a lockout, we just lock the doors. Nobody comes in. Nobody get paid. We not losing no money. Just make money off my hotels. Make money off my Microsoft. Make money off my whatever the hell I'm selling. Right? But it's just what it is.
well, it's gonna be interesting because, like I said, they're coming back to get what they lost. So we about to see. We about to test the fortitude of these NBA players. If y'all really about camaraderie, we're gonna see exactly what's gonna happen come these negotiations coming up.
Not a shit. Not
I hate to say
shit.
it. It probably will be that way, but it's gonna be interesting to see how they spin the narrative and how
Yeah.
those guys, because the last time they were doing this stuff is same thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we broke that shit all the way down, bro. How did you feel about Dr. Dre?
it was cool.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Super Bowl halftime shows. I've come to the realization that I don't care about those things. Super
I
Bowl
mean,
halftime
it's
shows
cool.
just ain't for me.
I mean, it's cool, man. It is what it is. Like, it's a few minutes, do a few songs. The song qualities, the sound and song qualities are terrible. So really, you just going out there to see the people dancing around, jumping around. That's all.
Yeah,
It's all. You just seeing the
yeah,
props, The stage set up. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it ain't really nothing. Ain't nothing special about it.
Yeah, I was like, it's like, all right, cool. I thought he was gonna do some NWA stuff, maybe some early stuff, but I found out he doesn't own those things. So, maybe just skipped out on that stuff. I would have preferred to see MC Ren and Ice Cube over Eminem.
I would have preferred to see anybody over Eminem, but that's a whole other story.
True. Yeah. I saw somebody say something interesting. I can't remember who it was, but they asked what was Eminem kneeling for. I thought that was pretty interesting. What was Eminem kneeling for? Does anybody know?
He got arthritis in his knees.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
I mean, that's what I think. I heard some other stuff, but
Yeah, I just wonder, like, what was he kneeling for? Right? It was no national anthem playing. Like, what are you kneeling for?
the word on the street is he was trying to support Cap.
But Cap was never kneeling for Kaepernick. He was never kneeling for himself.
I know.
Bro, that's the biggest. Can we just talk about this thing for a second?
Hey man, go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Bro, is this not the biggest bamboozlement that we've ever gotten in the history of bamboozlements?
Damn, man. That's where we going.
I mean, to be real, bro, this nigga was sitting on the bench to protest police brutality, and somehow he became the martyr for the NFL. How did this go from protesting police brutality and white supremacy to Kaepernick?
I don't know. It's hard because there's a lot of people to blame. There's a lot of blame to go around, right? Like,
Yeah.
To a certain extent, I don't want to sound too crazy, but certain extent, you gotta blame him a little bit.
Yeah, because he never controlled the narrative. He never got control of his own narrative.
And I think that's kind of really my only issue with him is that, like, I would have loved to have heard from him more, and like, yo, listen, can y'all please focus on what I was actually doing this for? Don't make this about me and my career. Don't make this about me and the damn flag and the national anthem. This was specifically about y'all are killing my people in the street and have been doing it for years. Where can we focus our energy on that? And what makes me frustrated is that we got people that claim they're pro-black, that claim they for us, that have taken this narrative and just thrown it around and made it something completely different. And they've made him the face of it. And it sucks because honestly, now, if he were to even say anything, people look like, yo, it's too late.
Way too late. Way too
and
late.
I feel bad for him because at the end of the day, I know he still wants to play. I get it. You're a football player. You want to keep playing, bro. You want to keep making money. You want to keep playing. I get it. That's what you do. It's your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gotten that chance now because you just got people that just taking this whole thing and blown it way out of proportion. You got the left wing that just took it and kind of stuck his name inside it and said this was great. And you got the right wing that just misconstrued the whole thing and made it about something completely different, which they normally do. And nobody ever got control of it. The NFL tried to they tried to mask it, put band-aids on it. It's too much. It's too much around it now. Where I feel bad for the dude because you doing it for him, but what are you really doing it for? If you're doing it for him, then are you doing it for police brutality? Then come on and say that. Because as a white hip hop artist, I think the world would appreciate that. Hearing from you, Matthew.
Yep, but symbolic gestures are always easier than taking an inappropriate stance.
Wonder where we get that from.
Don't know. But hey man, shout out to him for taking a knee.
Nah, we're not shutting that out.
Hey
I
man,
ain't shutting that out.
hey man,
Nah,
he caught a kickoff in the end zone, man. He want to move it out to the 25, bro. In the NFL refs they'll move it out to the 26, but it is what it is.
of course. But he can do that and get away with it though.
But get away with what?
Bro, there was no coverage on that whatsoever.
But get away with
None.
what? He ain't do nothing. Like you didn't
Bro,
do anything.
Or you know what he got away with. Nobody questioned him. Nobody asked him anything. It just
It
kind
was
of
nothing.
it was just there.
But it was nothing to question.
Hey,
What?
why are you doing this? Explain yourself, please.
But it was no national anthem going on in the background. Won't no American flags. Nigga, you did that shit, the G thing. You did that shit, the Dr. Dre playing the piano, my nigga. It was like, that's my point, right? The whole point of Colin Kaepernick protesting the national anthem and protesting the flag was because his people have been abused under that flag and under that anthem, right? What Eminem ain't nobody been abused. Well, ain't nobody been abused under like do. Ain't nobody been abused under that, bro.
Well,
exactly right. Right.
Well.
Right.
Are
And
we certain about that?
We not gonna talk about D Barnes. We not gonna talk about that. We not gonna talk about the hypocrisy of black women. We ain't gonna talk about that. We not gonna talk about the hypocrisy of white women. Nah, we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about the hypocrisy of all these ESPN people who won't talk about Tyreek Hill, but to sit up there and say Dr. Dre had the greatest Super Bowl performance of all time. Nah, we not gonna talk about that. We gonna skip over all of that stuff.
Hey, we had a dude to play in the Super Bowl that had an incident.
Right.
Not a peep brought up about it.
We're gonna skip over all of that stuff. Skip over all of it. Right? Okay. Cool. Shout out to Eminem for taking a knee. Hey.
No, we're not shouting that out. No. We don't get no clap. We don't get no applause for that. Nah.
Okay, I got you.
Oh my God, corny, lame, boo, tomato. I'm throwing tomatoes.
I actually.
My bad.
You went crazy. I actually saw that clip too, which was hilarious.
Oh, the tomato joint. You saw it.
That was hilarious. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." It makes it better now. Yeah, but no. We're not giving Eminem props for that. Sorry.
Got a hole in my bottom lip, bro. God damn.
You caught that on camera?
Yeah, I hope not. Woo. Jesus.
Oh my God. But yeah, I don't ever want to see them on the Super Bowl halftime show again. I love Dre and I love Snoop. So, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Hey man, are we fat shaming 50 Cent for all them years he fat shaming everybody else?
I ain't see I'm trying to figure out what people was like. I think people just wanted to joke, man. I was like,
of course, he did look a little chunky though. He
been looking like that for years. He been looking like that for the past few years, bro. Like
for the past 3 years, yes. But anybody seen him perform though, so it's kind of hard. Like the breath control is a little crazy. Like in the tank top was tight. Like he was making fun of people that won't,
but
they ain't had a physique,
ain't
man.
never been no performer.
He has not.
Let's be honest. How many niggas who was out there clowning 50 Cent can do a pull up, put their legs up over a bar while they doing a pull up? Let's talk about that. How many people with clowning 50 Cent can do that pull up he had to do to turn upside down like that in that short a time?
It might be like 5 or 10%.
Right.
I thought it was funny though.
I ain't even like hanging from upside down on the monkey bars in school, bro. So to do that shit at the Super Bowl, that's kind of impressive, bro. I have to say.
Oh no, of course. You gonna get no. Listen, for somebody that couldn't go across the monkey bars for a while, hey yo, like
That's what I'm
listen,
saying.
bro. Listen, bro. More power to him. More power to
Right.
him.
I hated hanging upside down from the monkey bar, nigga. What? I'm not hanging upside down. I go across them. I jump up there and touch it. I ain't bro.
Now I can hang upside down from monkey bars easy as I can go across them.
Yeah, bro. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
I used to jump from a swing set too, though. Like I used to
Yeah,
swing inside like
oh
those
yeah.
joints.
Oh yeah, and jump off and see how far you could go. Oh yeah, we did that. But I ain't hanging upside down.
Slow motion used to be crazy on them things right there, boy. You mess around and start swinging high. Hey yo, I remember one time I jumped while I was in the air for like 10 minutes. I said, "Damn, man."
Oh man,
6, 7 years old, boy. You end up messing around, think you invincible doing that stuff.
that is hilarious. Hey yo, man, did you watch the Valentine's Day Verzuz?
I did not. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I saw bits and pieces of it.
What did you think with what you saw?
The audio quality was terrible.
Yeah, they were in the bad venue to do Verzuz.
Bad venue to do Verzuz. I also think the mic setup was terrible as well too. I really hate to say this. I felt like that was the wrong time for that matchup.
Ooh, okay. I'm interested.
I feel like if you're gonna do Anthony Hamilton and Music Soul Child, you should do that on either a Saturday or a Sunday, not a Monday. I also think
if you do that on Saturday or Sunday, nobody's showing up.
That's not true.
Not online. They might show up to the venue. They ain't showing up online. It's over for Saturday and Sunday Verzuz. It's over for weekend Verzuz, bro. Outside is open, dog. We ain't about to sit down and watch those Verzuz.
Well, I think I'll put it like this. You get a more authentic audience if you do that. And that's where I felt like they failed with this one because this audience really wasn't authentic. You got what you asked for. You got the young crowd in there who had no idea what the songs were. They probably just heard them when they were like 12 years old in high school, and those songs have been out for years.
Okay. Where are you talking about? You talking about in the venue or you talking about in Instagram?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
I just felt like that the audience, the venue, and the timing was terrible. Because you can kind of tell they didn't know any of those songs, the people in the audience.
Yeah, they did. So you ain't watched the whole thing. You ain't watched the whole thing.
Outside of which ones?
Outside of the album cuts, they knew everything that was on the radio.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's easy to know those records, but like, you need people in there that are actually fans. You don't need people that are just going there for a look because it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, well, shoot, you ain't getting that. You ain't never getting that.
That's the point. They need to kind of just chill out with Verzuz. Now they going to the point where they're doing the highlights. Bro, like I think it might be over for Verzuz, period, at this point. And I hate to say that because I like Swiss and I like Tim. But it's over, bro. If they don't go back to where they first started at, they can call us a wash.
Okay. So you don't think that? I don't think it's over for Verzuz. I don't think it's over for Verzuz. What I think it's over for is, oh wait, my bad, I'm tripping. Yeah. What's going on here? Oh, what up, Soup? So I think it's not over for Verzuz. I think it's over for just getting up there and doing your little ditty and hopping off. It's got to be a show now. Right? Jadakiss ruined Verzuz. Let's be clear. Be clear. Jadakiss ruined Versus because now you got to get up there and you got to perform. Before, it was just you get up there, you could play your little records, and it didn't matter. Now you got to get up there and you got to do your job. And these cats don't want to get up there and do that.
So it's interesting because I feel like the verses where people actually have performed have probably been better, have been some of the best ones outside of the producer ones, right?
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire and the Ozzy Brothers was a pure classical performance because they did every song.
Right.
Who else? Patty and Gladys was dope because they got up and did every song.
They're gonna do the songs, right?
Like you said, I guess to the point, like maybe you need to start having people that really want to do it too. Like, yo, if you don't do it because you want to do it for the look, like do it because you really want to perform. Because like you could tell them dudes, Anthony tried to perform.
No, Anthony was performing. Music, be clear. Music thought he was gonna wipe the floor with Anthony Hamilton, and that was disrespectful.
He kind of did. He should have, but he
did not.
He messed up. He messed up.
Did not. He did not. And I keep telling people this. I don't care if you like the song better, bruh. The song is not the performance. It's different, man. It's different. Live performing is the essence of what music is. All of that auto-tune shit, all of your radio, like all of them effects we put on your voice, all of that bullshit. If you don't sound like you sound on that record, when I see you live, you ain't that artist. You a studio artist. And what we finding out about a lot of these cats is they in this shit to make money and they not in this shit to make music. So they make a little money, they get happy, they get complacent, and then they come out here and give you this bullshit and call it and say that they bigger than you or they bigger than this. Nah, fuck that. You just not a good artist. You a trash ass artist with some trash ass music, and you sat behind and let a record label make you who you are, and your shit sucks. And it's gonna always suck.
You talk about music like that, bro? What's wrong, man?
Yeah, nigga, I'm talking about all these little whack ass niggas who can't make a hit because the record label promoted your shit and you got some radio airplay. A lot of this shit I'm starting to learn about Versus is the radio makes these niggas.
It's always been the case.
Nah, not for hip hop. Not for hip hop. Not for hip hop.
Yeah.
Not for hip hop.
Go back to Ross and Chains. Go back to
Jadakiss and Fabulous. Go back to the Locks and Dipset.
Same thing. Jadakiss got a lot of radio play. Fab did though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's different in hip hop.
It ain't, because a lot of these guys that got that radio play feel like they big. Ross disrespected Chains. Just because you got records on the radio, people know your name. Like, Chains got records, bro. No, we're not doing that.
But yeah. Okay, we making the same point. That's what I'm saying.
You said it's not. I'm saying it. Yeah. We've been knew these radio records are what they are. You got to come out. The musicianship is going to show up when you have to do this in front of people. Exactly. To your point,
we making
you got to be able to perform. Yeah, but I'm just kind of stamping on it. I'm stamping on it.
Yeah, we making the same point. Okay.
No, we know that. We've been knew that. This is just accentuating it now. That's all. Now we seeing it live.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Now you got 50,000 people that's looking there like, okay.
Right. And the fans are coming in and see, this is where fandom gets old, right? Because the fans are coming in and you looking at the nostalgia from the record, not realizing this nigga is giving you a piss poor ass performance. He ain't singing the words. He ain't singing the melody. This nigga ain't even singing. Right? And he getting you with the nostalgia of the song instead of actually putting on a show for you. Right? You could do that before in Versus. You can't do that no more. Jadakiss done stopped all of that. And if you really think about it, Beanie and Bounty Killer stopped all of that, right? After Beanie and Bounty Killer, it was kind of a wrap for that not getting up here and performing.
Oh, listen, that was true because when them dudes almost messed around and got arrested, and all the other companies, yeah. But I think too, it should have been a lesson from them. It should have been less from the Ozzy Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. You got guys that's in their 70s and 80s, bro. Well, I almost say 80s. I ain't gonna give them that age, but they in their 60s and 70s. They still going on tour today.
Right.
They got more stamina than some of y'all in y'all 30s and 40s. What it really is showing people who are actually appreciative of the craft.
And that's my point, man. Like, we got so many motherfuckers out here perpetrating a fraud. Y'all here perpetrating a fraud. You ain't really trying to do this. You don't really want to be this. You ain't out here doing this because you love it. You ain't out here doing this because you want to be a musician. You out here doing it because it's gonna make you a little bit of money, because it's gonna transition you into the next phase of your life. Right? I ain't talking about music specifically. I'm talking about all of these cats, right? So as soon as you get a little bit of success, here you go. You out here becoming a fashion icon. You out here promoting McDonald's. You out here selling t-shirts. You out here doing all this shit besides doing music. Right? And then all your fans looking around like, when we getting a new album? When we getting a new album? And I gotta sit here and listen to these niggas and roll my eyes at these niggas because y'all ain't even want to be musicians in the first place. Y'all don't love this. Stop perpetrating the fraud. I respect the rappers. At least the rappers come out and be like, yo, I ain't no rapper. I'm a hustler.
True.
Just trying to get this money.
Yeah.
Right? At least they come out here and say it. The R&B singers out here bullshit.
It's always been the case, though.
Right.
Always been the case.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nothing changed. They only reason they got in for was money and women.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm sick of going to y'all shows and getting a piss poor performance out of y'all. I'm sick of showing up to y'all. I'm sick of showing up to y'all shows and thinking I'm gonna get what I got when I listen to your little CD. And y'all get up there and give me 20 minutes of some BS. Nah, we ain't rocking with this shit no more, bro. If I'm sweating more than you and you on stage performing, give my money back.
Hey, so, yo, give me the mic. Give
Right.
me the mic, bro. Give me the mic. Move out the way, bro. I'm gonna sing these records.
Right.
Sound
You
like
already
I'm fooling all.
you already pointing the mic down here every 5 minutes for me to sing the goddamn hook. No, nigga, you sing the hook. It's your song. Pointing the mic out in the crowd, nigga. Yeah, we know the words, nigga. We showed up, nigga. We paid I goddamn $100 to get in this motherfucker. Yeah, we know the words. That don't mean we want to sing them.
Hey man, who pissing your Cheerios this morning, man? Good Lord.
I'm sick of these dudes, man. I'm sick of these dudes, bruh. Sick of these dudes. You ain't do nothing. Y'all ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. Nothing. You made a few records. Whip the freaking do. It's a dude who could do that shit in his house right now. You had a record label backing you. You ain't put up no money. And then got nerve to complain that the record label took your money. Yeah, they took your money. They made you. You ain't nothing without them. They made you. They pay for the producers. They pay for the studio time. They pay for you to show up to the radio station. They pay for your flights. They pay for your charters. They pay payola to get you on the radio. They pressed up the CDs. They made the covers. They paid the artists who did the covers. They paid the photographers. They paid to get you in magazines. What did you do? Make a song. Something everybody can do. If you put your song, if you put your song out there on SoundCloud like everybody else, do you get the same response as everybody else? Without all that record label, without all that name that record label put behind you, and you just throw your music up on SoundCloud, do you get the same response as everybody else? Of course you do. Of course you do.
Unless it's good. Unless it's good.
And it might not have to be good.
Well, it's got to be good to stand. And it ain't got to be good to get signed, though. That's kind of the problem.
Exactly my point. A gimmick could sell just as good as good music.
Of course.
Right. Exactly. And I'm talking about
all the record labels are gimmicks.
Yeah, I'm talking about exactly. I'm talking about the gimmicks. I ain't talking about the real musicians. I'm talking about the gimmicks. And we find out that a lot of y'all are gimmicks. A lot of y'all are gimmicks. And y'all been propped up by radio and record labels. That shit ain't cool.
Hey man, we been near their gimmicks, bro. They just getting exposed now. So everybody know. The world knows.
Right. Right.
Not the ones that been new. We know who perpetrating the fraud. And some of y'all are actually damaging y'all legacies more than y'all are helping them by putting out this trash music. Y'all gotta stop doing that.
We know. We show up to the shows. We know who you are. We know who you are. We know when we show up to a Fuji show what we about to get.
Well, why you gonna put the Fuji's out there, bro?
We know when we show up to a Miley music show what we about to get. Right? Okay. All right. I'm just saying shows I done been to myself. But I'm just, we know what we gonna get when we show up. It ain't gonna be you putting on a good show, that's for sure. But whatever.
Oh man. It's amazing sometimes though, because we've been able to see and this goes with anything, any profession. If you don't take it serious and you don't dedicate yourself to your craft that you actually are earning a living off of, at some point in time, people are gonna start losing respect for you. There's one particular guy I lost a lot of respect for when he came here, and we both went to see him. And it's pretty piss poor. And that's putting it politely.
Yep.
And
Yep.
He's a good studio artist, but
oh, you was at that Royce the 5'9" show.
I'm not talking about him.
Oh, my bad.
Talking about the R&B singer that we happen to see.
My bad.
You know what I'm talking about.
Nigga literally got up on stage and did 2 songs and walked off. 2 songs and walked off the stage.
Now that was crazy because I didn't go to that show, and I'm glad I didn't because I almost went.
I'm glad you didn't go.
And see, it's interesting because that same person today is trying to be enlightening, trying to show peace and prosperity, but you come to an area that, quite frankly, you have a lot of fans in. You might not know it at the time, but you might have some information. You might have an inkling They know that you got a good fan base here. You come and you disrespect the fan base by doing 2 shows and walking out.
Bro, I was like,
People
wait.
pay money to come see you.
I was like, not a lot of money, but it's all good.
You pay
Thank
you pay
goodness.
you didn't have to pay anything. I mean, you paid your money. You couldn't
True.
see him. You expect the
True.
performance. Simple as that. I don't give a damn
He
if it's
was
$5 or $10.
He was in the same venue Earth Gang and then was in. It was in that same venue. And you know what that venue is like.
Hey man.
And we
Hey,
saw
man.
Earth Gang put on a show.
Them young
Shout out to
dudes
Earth
was like,
Gang
shout out to Earth Gang and JID.
and
'cause
JID. Yep.
them brothers shut that whole building down. They had people in there pre-COVID all getting along.
Yep.
And they had people dancing on top of each other, man.
Yep. Yep.
And they just released projects. They just signed to Dreamville. They were going
Yeah, they
out
were
there getting the
new. They
buzz
were
out.
new
Yeah,
artists. Yep.
yeah. And they did some Village stuff before, but they just signed to Dreamville.
Mhm.
JID had just put the
Mhm.
Never Ending Story, and then Earth Gang had
Yeah.
Robots.
Yeah.
Rags. I'm sorry. It just went crazy. But
Mhm.
them dudes respected and understood at that time at an early age. Hey, no, we got to command this whole building.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And for a veteran that's been around, supposedly, that's been around one of the greatest artists of all time, supposedly, you should know better. You should, and matter of fact, you got to do better.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. But you know what? And that's kind of fucked up of me to bring up the bad artists because we just seen some really, really good artists here who
We
come
got to
down
call them
here.
out too. We got to call the bad
like
ones out too.
okay. But let's give the people who came down here and did their thing some love too, like Crit, who always come down here and put on a great show, right?
And man, it's amazing. He about to start off his new tour. The first stop is in North Carolina.
The first stop is in
The first
Raleigh.
stop.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he knows where his fan base is. That's an artist
Mhm.
that's in tune with his fan base and he's in tune with performance. And he puts on a good
Yep.
performance every
Every
single time.
Every time.
Every single time.
He always sell out down here, right? Yeah.
Always.
Yep. Your boy found out. What's my boy name from California? What's my band name?
That's what I was talking about earlier. Ty Dolla $ign.
Ty Dot.
That's
Well,
what I was
see,
talking about earlier.
okay, all right. You was at that show
No.
with me?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
we was at that show,
We
weren't
was
we?
at the show. Yeah. We took the wives was there. Yeah. Because it was a weird ass combination to begin with. Because Rhapsody was there.
So
She was first.
no. Rap won't first. Rap won't
Somebody
first.
who was first then? Because Rhapsody
Saha was
Rhapsody,
first. We missed Saha.
we missed Saha too. Yeah. We
'Cause-
missed Saha.
But and and you know what? I'm not gonna diss Ty Dolla $ign like that, right?
Fuck that. You go. You
No.
don't have to.
Okay, so let me just say it like this, right, Mike? Let me just say it like this. They made a miscalculation on that tour. Ty Dolla
course.
$ign should have went first.
I agree. But he was the headline.
But you in the South, we don't care. Ty Dolla
Of course.
Ty Dolla $ign got to go first before Saha and before Crit. Because after Saha and Crit, everybody left.
Yeah.
Niggas was walking out. Like we saw what we wanted to see. Yeah.
Well, but see, I think too.
There it is, right there. There it is.
I think too because, I think if you know that you're kind of in an interesting predicament as far as the show goes, that's where you got to understand your audience as a performer. He should have known, like, yeah, all right, this is Chris crowd, so let me do some stuff that I can kind of get some people involved in, or at least respect the crowd, because he didn't really do that. And honestly, if I'm being honest, bro, he gave a half-ass performance.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't know because okay, so you know that, but I'm not a Ty Dolla $ign fan, really, like that. So I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like I was there for Crit, I was there for Saha. So I don't know.
I like Ty Dolla $ign. I'm saying I'm a fan per se.
Okay.
But I can tell when somebody's giving half-ass performance. That was half-ass.
Okay. I didn't feel like he was giving half-ass. I did.
Bro, he was lazy as fuck on that stage.
He was, but that's probably because he saw the people walking out.
But as a
like,
professional, I get it. That might hurt your feelings. I get it. You might be a little dismayed. I understand it. But as a professional, you got to understand, like, the people that are there to still see you.
Very true.
Put on the show for them so they can say, "Damn, man."
Yeah, very true.
Ty Dolla $ign really put it down, and I ain't even go for him for a second.
You
know what I'm saying? But like, don't do that. Don't shortchange the people that paid to come see you, even if they didn't come to see you.
Yeah,
because you still getting the money.
I'm with you, S. Renice. He should have went first.
He should have. I agree 100%. He should have went first.
Yeah, he should have went first.
He should have went first.
It's hard, man, in the South, bro. It's hard in the South, bro. You can't. You ain't getting up there after no South artists, especially not no South artists that we came to see and performing and getting that kind of love. It's not gonna work like that. It's like going up to New York and performing after Jay-Z, right? It's a drastically different comparison, but still in the same. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's been many other people. I thought the last time I saw Wale, I thought he was a little. He didn't have the same energy I normally see. I think he's gotten better with the shows.
Gotcha.
He was also at a festival too, so that's kind of.
Oh yeah, see, that's different. That's kind of different.
Yeah.
That's kind of different.
Yeah.
It's kind of different. It's different. Festivals are interesting.
But you got to bring it all the time, though.
All the time, because you never know where you might get a new fan base.
Bingo. And that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take opportunities for granted because you might not get them often.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ty Dolla $ign might not ever come back down here again. Why? Because that's not his demographic.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, but you're losing out on an area where you might have a lot of fans that people don't necessarily come out and grow. I mean, listen, bro, like if that was Ty Dolla $ign and somebody else, if it was packed like it was, and it was him and somebody else outside of Crit, he might have just missed an opportunity. Because like, yo, people coming to see you, bro.
Exactly. For instance, BJ the Chicago Kid, right? I was never a fan of BJ the Chicago Kid, right? Mm-hmm. But we saw BJ the Chicago Kid at one music fest.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Yeah, he did. He
killed it, right? I was like, oh shit, I gotta go back. Now I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go back, right? Now I'm a fan. If you show up, I'm gonna show up and show out for you, bro. Because you killed it.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, it's
Anderson
a lot.
Paak. Anderson Paak, the same thing.
Ooh,
right?
That boy can perform, man. That dude can perform, bro.
Same thing.
He puts on the show, man. He puts on the show.
Right.
Anderson, shout out to Cudi. Cudi's is an amazing artist, visually and performative. Like I was kind of thoroughly impressed with that whole performance when he came out to the Red Hat.
Okay. I'm not a Cudi fan. I'm not a Cudi fan. I wouldn't have bought it. I had to see him in a festival with other people playing. Just not my thing.
Yeah.
Not my thing. Shout out to the internet. Shout out to the internet though.
Yeah.
Great performance.
Yeah. Oh, the internet greats. And I've seen them a couple times. Every time they tore it down.
Yep.
The Roots. Amazing live.
Shout out to the Roots.
Erykah Badu, amazing live.
Oh man. If you haven't seen Erykah Badu live, that's probably like a bucket list thing. It's probably like a bucket list thing. Like
everybody should experience the Erykah Badu show.
Yeah, Erykah Badu live is something special.
Jill Scott live is actually
really
special.
I heard she's hit or miss.
I wonder who she's a miss to.
Okay.
that's because I'm gonna be honest with you. She likes to keep people engaged in the show. And you have to like her music too, right? Like if you don't like her music.
That's what I was. Yeah, okay. That might be.
If you haven't heard her music, then it's like, okay, I can see why that might be a miss for some people. Okay, but if you actually like her music and like some of the songs, like she gonna put you in a mood where like you going home
that evening. She put you there.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm down for that then. Hell yeah. My homeboy
Yeah.
asked me. My homeboy asked me the last time I talked to him. He was like, "Yo, bro, like, he was like, you a R&B dude now? I only see you going to R&B shows." I was like, "It's a reason for that, my brother.
Yeah.
It's a reason
Yeah.
for that, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really have the same feeling coming out of an R&B show that you do having coming out of a hip hop show. It's just a little bit less aggressive, right? Yeah." People looking at you ready to love out the R&B show. They ain't looking at you ready to rob you, right? It's a little bit different, right? Yeah,
Hey,
man.
listen. When an R&B artist puts you in a specific mood and mindset after you leave a show, they've done their job, and that's
My
what their
boy.
intention is to do. You
Hey, my
understand what I'm talking
boy.
about?
That's what hey, that's what you there to do. If you don't do
100%.
that, if you don't do that, yeah, nah, bro.
Especially if you taking somebody with you, like wife,
Bro, that's what we
girlfriend,
coming here
significant other.
for.
Yeah, for yeah,
You know
like
every dude.
yeah,
You know every dude in there in here for that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. He put on his best outfit. He bought 2 tickets. You know what I mean? He came in here. He came in here with his belly full after eating a good meal to hear you
He
put.
might be a little might be a little intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? A little
You
buzz.
feel me? If he ain't yet, he is in a few
You
minutes.
gonna feel this?
Right? He in here. He in here for you to put that in the air. Right?
For sure.
Yeah. Because if you get it started, I got the playlist for the drive home. And when we hit the door, baby, it's on. Right? Like we don't need nothing else. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about, bro. We need y'all R&B cats to understand that. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all don't.
And see, I think too the issue that I feel like sometimes is that people don't take every performance serious. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like Anthony Hamilton takes every performance that he does serious.
Right.
Now, he might be a little needy when it comes to certain things, from what I've experienced my own self. But I understand it though, because
Right.
when you do what you do, like I get it, and it might
Right.
ruffle people's feathers, a little bit. But
Right.
hey, if you perform like that, whether you at a baseball stadium, whether you on an opera theater stage, whether you on a venue stage in a place where you got somebody else perform with you, you perform the show the same way every time. I give you all the respect in the world.
You see that shit?
See what?
Fucking camera. Damn, my damn light started tripping. My bad.
Nah, I oh man, I didn't even see that, bro. I was like, what is he?
My
I thought
bad.
somebody
My
came
bad.
in.
Nah. Oh no. Oh no. We had to cut these cameras off. They hear a whole bunch of damn hear a whole bunch of shit going on in the background. Ooh, God.
Oh my
No.
god, that's hilarious. That's it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna hear for sure.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. So shout out to all the performers, the real artists, man. Keep doing your
Shout out
thing.
to all the real artists, man. So I had 2 more things, Mike. Uh, if you want to talk about,
Let's
some
get to
stuff
it.
tonight. All
Let's
right.
get to it.
So all right, so I'll let you pick, right? Because we almost at 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So we got 2, right? Young people are stupid, or a show that I just watched to let me know young people are stupid. Right? You can pick either
What?
you can pick either subject
Well,
and we
since
can
the second one got both, let's go with the second one.
oh man, I was hoping you picked the first, but we good to go. All right. So I was watching uh remember when we was talking about the show that I told you to watch, the Tinder Swindler,
Mm-hmm. Oh my
right?
god.
So Shonda Rhimes just put out a TV series about Anna Devar. So I don't know if you remember this, bro, but back in like 2011, back in like 2010, it was this white girl running around talking about she was a German heiress, and she was basically conning people out of their money. You
Yep, I
remember
remember
her?
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what this show was about, right? It's basically a show about the journalist who writes the story in the Manhattan about her. Right.
Mhm.
That's what the show is really about. It's really about this journalist, right? She's secondary to the story, but it's mainly about this journalist, right?
Right, right, right.
All right. All right. So the basic premise of the show is a journalist who has some issues in her past is writing a story about this fake German heiress. Correct?
Hmm.
All right. It's essentially the Tinder swindler,
Okay.
right? Except for this chick was swindling like New York fake elite.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Man,
She was swindling the swindlers.
no. Nah. This chick finessed her way into getting a $40 million loan
Oh
from
no, she definitely.
from a New York financial institution.
Oh yeah, never mind. No, no, she was good. She was better than Tinder swindler because that dude ain't get shit.
Right. This chick almost did it, bro. And the only thing that messed her up was, of course, they're gonna do a background check on you, right? If they didn't do the background check on her, she would have been straight.
Mm-hmm.
But she won't really a German heiress. She was just a chick. She was just a chick from Germany, right?
Oh man.
So she's just a chick from Germany who then came up with this lavish way to start. She started like a Soho house, like a social club, right? A social club based on like art and stuff like that, right? So she convinced these people to shoot her $40 million to sign off on $40 million, my dude. And they did it. And they did it.
Mm.
They did it. And the only reason she didn't get the $40 million is because they had to do a background check, right? They had to find
Right,
out.
right.
They had to find out if she was really a German heiress because she was telling everybody that she had this lavish, what you call it, what you call them bank accounts that like rich people give their kids that's locked until like a certain age.
Oh,
Uh,
like a trust fund, like a
a
college
trust
fund, something
fund.
like that.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was basically telling everybody she was a trust fund baby, right?
Mm.
Yeah, she was telling everybody she was a trust fund baby, and she had like an incredible sense of fashion. So what she she got them with the clothes again. They always get them with the clothes, right? So she was at Bergdorf and all these shit, and she was basically buying everything off of this rich woman's credit card. I'm t- Bruh, this shit is crazy, dog. And she was fooling all of these young people, right? Based off of her clothes and um her talk game, essentially, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I said all that to say, like, do do we in this country understand what money is, or do we think, that spending money is money?
I think a good majority of people think that spending money is money. If they
That's
can
what I'm
see it being
thinking.
spent and exchanging hands and actually seeing transactions, then yes, I think people equate you spending money to actually having money without really
Mhm,
understanding how you got it, why you're spending it,
mhm,
and where is it going. Like they don't
mhm,
really understand any of that. And I think that's kind of where the influencer situation comes into play. Like if you can kind of influence your way and can show your transactions and you can be influential in saying, "Hey, you see what I'm doing? You can do the same exact thing.
mhm.
I'm just a nobody. I'm just like you." And that's the danger of society that we're in right now. Everybody thinks that a transaction equates to riches and financial success, and that's not the case. Anybody can make a transaction.
And that's the weird part to me, right? Because I don't think young folks know how to properly vet their friends.
It's hard to do that now in the social media age, bro.
Is it though?
For them, yeah. Their whole livelihood exists on social media. Their whole footprint, their digital thumbprint is everywhere, bro. And their
And
digital thumbprint has a lot more weight than their actual human currency,
and
than
that's
the
my
social
point.
currency.
And that's my point on I think they might be stupid because
Well, we
their
already knew that
whole
though.
no, not really.
Shit, bro. Open your phone. There's stupidity everywhere.
But okay, so it's one part of stupidity trying to go viral and that dumb shit, right? But every generation thinks the kids under them are stupid, right? Like every generation thinks the kids coming up behind them are stupid, right? So we can't necessarily do that.
Except the generation before us. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
They knew they missed the opportunity because they didn't have what we were get ready to have.
Mm,
They knew the opportunities were there, but they were scarce. They
right.
knew our generation. They knew we were brash. They knew we were relentless. They knew we were in your face, but they never called us stupid.
Yeah, they did.
I never heard that.
Yeah, they called us stupid. They called us stupid. Nigga, y'all run around here with your pants all down around your ass. Listen to that doop, that bullshit ass music.
I never heard stupid.
Trade,
They might have called us
trade.
something else, but they ain't call us stupid.
Yeah, y'all can't even make no music. Y'all gotta use our music to make some music. Y'all, what's up? Yeah, y'all little dumb whippersnappers. Yeah, bro. They called us stupid, bro. They did. They did.
Did they call us stupid because it was right, or did they call us stupid because they were insecure and they didn't really understand what we were doing?
Both. We can say we don't understand what the kids are doing, but they so easily finessed.
When we call them stupid, like that's for real. Like they're stupid because like we've been there and we were kind of like there before you guys were. You guys now have so much where y'all can't decipher what's real and what's not. Like that's scary.
But see, and this the thing, Mike, and this is the part where my other part comes in, right? Are they stupid because they stupid, or are they stupid because they don't know no better? And that's the part that's scary, right? It's a difference in
Both.
being stupid. It's a difference of being stupid because you're stupid or being stupid because you don't know
Right.
no better. And I give you the perfect example, right? I Googled the other day. I was like, yo, when did CD players start become standard in cars?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Google told me?
They'll tell me they told you 2000s.
They told me 1984.
Oh yeah, that's not right. That's not right.
And that's my point, right? Like if you a kid, like for instance, right? Say I'm arguing with a kid, right? And I'm telling him, bro, like CD players ain't really become standard in cars till like 2000 and to like 1997, 1998, right?
I would say
Like
96. Yeah, 96, 97. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like we ain't start really getting CDs like in cars to like 96, 97, 98, right around in
Hell,
there.
hell, we didn't get Walkmans until that time. Like
Exactly.
that's when they became standard, when we started getting portable devices too. So yeah.
Right. Right. I don't care if they put a CD player in a car in 1984. But me telling a kid that and then him looking at his phone and he be like, nah, it say right here that they were standard in 1984. And then you be like, well, I don't care what the internet say. Now,
Well, see, that's interesting though, because they say standard. It's wild because a Lexus wasn't standard in 1984, and neither was a BMW, neither was a Mercedes. Those were the only cars that had CD players at that time.
they didn't even have them. They didn't even
I
have
think
them, right? Not
I
at
think
that
Lexus is
time.
about to have them.
Nah, not at that time, right? That was just the first time that a CD player had ever been placed in a car. It never gave me an answer for when a CD player came standard,
Fan-
right? And that's my point, right? We are competing. The past, the knowable past, is competing with verifiable Googling. And that is a problem.
Well, I mean, that's the same as everything else these days, right? Like you got to do your own self validation. You can't just rely on one source.
But how do we do that? Right? Because me as a middle schooler, I can tell you what I remember about OJ Simpson. Right?
Right.
I can tell you all the hypocrisy, all the bullshit that was going on around that time and all these things that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around in that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't compete with a documentary
No, of course not.
that is the biggest one of the biggest documentaries in the history of television, right?
Of course not. Right.
And that's what I mean, right? I can't compete with Wikipedia. I can't compete with Google. So the knowable knowledge, knowable information from the people that are around is in direct conflict with internet information. And the kids who ain't going to school, right? Who can't get it from the school, who a lot of times can't get it from their parents because their parents don't know shit neither. Half of the parents is like the same age as them because they've been watching MTV Teen Mom and they want to be popular like Shorty on MTV Teen Mom, right? Don't know
Yeah.
shit. So all they doing is Googling shit. And you getting piss poor information. So it's easy for you to think, yo, if I Google this chick and it say that she got this and she got that, or he got this and he got that, right? It's easy to believe that they really have it because all of my knowledge comes from this place called the internet. It doesn't come from knowable knowledge. It doesn't come from seeable knowledge. It doesn't come from any of that, right? Matter of fact, I don't even know what seeable knowledge is. Half of these motherfuckers is being raised in a pandemic environment where going outside ain't even feasible. Right?
It's delaying development.
Yeah. So everything you get in this secondhand. I was outside the other day and I watched my neighbor get groceries delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that shit, bro. Not only do you know where your food is coming from, you don't know where your food went. You don't know none of that. We used to be tripping about the grocery store, like you don't know where none of that shit come from. Now, bro, don't even know where it come from on the grocery store. That shit could have had shit and flies flying all on it. Nigga just threw that shit in the bag and sat that shit on your front porch. But this is the world we live in now, right?
It's convenience over blind trust. It's all about convenience, bro. If this is more convenient for me, this is what I'm doing. This is the avenue that I'm taking.
Right.
I don't have to go out in the store anymore. I can just get my groceries delivered to me. I trust him because I'm paying them. Payment doesn't equal trust. It doesn't equal either. Like you said, you have no idea where that food came from.
Yeah.
How do you know when you order DoorDash if your food ain't been messed with?
Right.
You don't.
Right.
You don't.
And if it has been messed with, you ain't going back out there to complain. You got the food brought to you.
Yep.
Right. And so, I don't people always talk about, bruh, you hear people say like this new generation, like they better than this or or they more aggressive. And I'm just sitting back and I'm just sitting thinking like, yo, that's not necessarily a good thing, bro. This ain't necessarily a good thing, man.
Aggression without calculations is stupidity.
But you being aggressive to the things that don't matter.
That's why I
Like
said aggression.
everybody want to be popular. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. Aggression minus calculation is stupidity, bro. If you're not
But they
calculated with your aggression,
but they calculated.
no, they're not.
Shit.
They're not truly calculated. They're not truly calculated because trust me, we know what calculation is. That ain't calculated.
But they calculated towards the things that they think matters. And that's kind of my point, right?
Of course, it's selfish. Yeah. It's selfish. We can say that. It's okay to say that. They're
I don't think
selfish.
it's
It's okay.
selfish. I don't think it's selfish. I don't think it's a selfish thing, man. I think it's
One thing we agree is definitely a lack of information. We could definitely agree with that.
yeah. We can definitely agree it's a lack of information, right? I think they have been sold a bill of goods and they don't know it.
Unfortunately,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. And that's where my heart kind of hurts for them. Because they don't know how to identify the con. They don't know how to identify it. They
It's hard
go
to
for what?
identify.
Go
I'm sorry, go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, my bad.
They
Go
go
ahead.
for whatever. They go for whatever's popular.
It's hard to identify the con when you're in the con and you're part of it.
But they don't know they're a part of it. And that's my point.
A good majority don't, but some do. And they take it for every dime they can get to. And that's the scary part. And I'm with you too. Like it hurts to know that we have a generation of kids that they can't decipher that because they don't have common sense skills.
See, I don't want to say that they don't have common sense. I want to say that their common sense hasn't been cultivated. Cuz see, common sense has to be brought on by knowledge. Right? You have to be knowledgeable about things to have common sense. So if you ain't knowledgeable about something, then it's going to be hard for you to have common sense. Right?
But to your point, which you made earlier, where they get the knowledge from? Because book sense doesn't necessarily equate to the common sense.
And that's my point. At least back in the day when a nigga had book sense, he had referable knowledge. Right? Like it was referenced. Now you just go to Google.
Well, that at that time you had to look at you had to look stuff up. Like it won't like you had to look stuff up. But that also equates to that's more so work ethic as opposed to having your parents actually kind of teach you certain things about life and being in different environments and being in different situations and scenarios. Like that's kind of what builds that common sense, that character. Like you said, their parents are the same age as them. How can you truly develop character when somebody's still trying to develop? It's hard.
Well, their parents still trying to get it because half of them in single households, right? So they still out here fucking around like everybody else. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Right. So yeah, man. Like I said, I ain't got the answers, man. I just my heart hurts for them because they gonna go through life not knowing how to. They're gonna go through life getting fucked up, getting fucked over, man. Think about it. Think about how much money they're gonna lose. Think about how much, like at least us, we knew the cons. Like at least we knew the cons, right?
Right.
Like we knew what it was. Like we knew the credit cards. We knew, we knew the payday loans. Like we knew our cons, right? We knew the scammers. You know what I mean? You know how to, float the gas station. Like you know how to do these things, right? All the cons. But now, bro, all you need is 100,000 followers on Instagram, bro. So it's on and popping, and you can
Con
pay
City,
for those.
Con City, baby. Con City.
Yeah, you could pay for those. Like we used to say, everything that glitter ain't gold.
And it's still ain't.
Remember that? Remember that though? Remember
Mm-hmm.
everything that glitter ain't gold?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Some of these kids can learn from these old fucking sayings, man. Bro, everything that glitter ain't gold. So when this motherfucker come on here with all this gold on, looking like all this money, then that should tell you something. Right? If it sounds too good to be true, then it is. Like where
And it
these
probably is.
sayings go?
Oh, Kanye got them all. So the person that they love and listen to, they need to listen to him more.
I guess that's scary too. Fucking waiting on Kanye to tell you that. Shit.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. The biggest difference that I can see is that we had to build our persona and our character. These kids these days can buy it. And we all know sometimes everything you buy ain't always good for you.
But I'm not even talking about that though, right? I'm talking about like if everybody's and this is kind of, I guess, I kind of what I'm saying. If everybody's an entrepreneur, where the entrepreneur is gonna go to get something to eat?
McDonald's.
It ain't gonna be no McDonald's because everybody gonna have their own business, right? If everybody's an entrepreneur, where the entrepreneur is gonna go to eat, right? If you're an entrepreneurial chef, where your wait staff gonna come from, right?
Hey man,
Because
Instagram.
I'm just saying it like this, right? Because you think about it, if everybody is trying to be an entrepreneur, that means the only people that you're gonna be able to hire are people who failed.
Mm-hmm.
Not the most qualified person for the job. You just gonna be able to hire failed entrepreneurs, right? Failed CEOs, right? Yeah.
You're gonna end up hiring broken people.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want at your business, really? The entrepreneur is that what you want at your business? Then stop running around here conning these people. Stop running around here perpetrating these frauds. Stop it.
Nah,
Stop it.
man. Nah, man. They can't. The money too good, baby. I'm going to trips in Bali. I'm meet with David Banner. I'm meet with so and so. I'm at the Rock Nation brunch. I meet with Mike Tyson, drinking beer, smoking weed. Man, no, bro, this money's too good, baby. You want me to stop with the con? You can con yourself.
Right. And that's my point. This money is too good. What money, dude? I ain't seen you with no money. I seen you spend it.
I ain't even seen him spend it. I didn't see him talk about it.
Right. I seen you fake spend it. Whatever. I ain't seen you do nothing with it. All I done seen you do is spend it. I seen your Benz. I seen your rented house. I seen your jewelry. I seen your watches. I seen you spend it.
I seen your rented house, man.
Bro, we know the house ain't yours. I know what a house that lives in look like.
It don't look like that.
It ain't Instagrammable.
Some of y'all only got one couch. It's okay. It's okay. A lot of people only got one couch. People that's working 2 or 3 jobs, got 2 or 3 kids, only got one couch. It's okay.
It ain't Instagrammable. The shit got shit around here, right? You got a sink full of dishes, like some shit need to be cleaned up. Like there's some shit in your house, right? Like, yeah, I get it. I get it. Your clothes look really nice, but that's still spent money, right? Everything looks really nice. All your shit looks really, really nice. But you know what rich people do? You know what regular people do that rich people do? You know what real business owners do? They pay their bills.
And move in silence.
That's all business owning is. If you're a business owner out there, you know this for a fact. All business ownership is paying bills. That's it. And hopefully your profits are enough to cover those bills. But for the most part, most business owners' profits aren't enough to cover those bills. Most of them are breaking even or they're coming out in the minuses. So when I see you with a whole bunch of clothes on, a whole bunch of nice clothes, a whole bunch of cars, a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of that, I think you're scamming. Because real business owners, real entrepreneurs, real people who out here grinding are paying bills constantly. Constantly. I gotta pay the t-shirt manufacturer. I gotta pay the screen printers. I gotta pay my LLC at the end of the year. I gotta pay taxes. I gotta pay my marketing agency. I gotta pay my lawyers. I gotta pay my workers. I gotta pay bills. I ain't got time to go to Bergdorf Goodman. I ain't got time to go to Saks. I ain't got time to go out here to the Benz dealership because I gotta pay my fucking bills.
So what you're telling me is I gotta take my Mercedes Benz back?
I ain't telling you got to take it back. I'm telling you, if you really out here grinding, you ain't got time to take no pictures in front of it.
You bullshitting me. I'm about to take some Saturday. As soon as that motherfucker get here.
Right. The only time that you see them dudes slow down or you see them women slow down is when they sell their companies because they've been grinding for a long time. And somebody comes through, somebody like L'Oreal or Tommy Hilfiger, somebody with these big old conglomerates comes through and shoots them 50 million or $20 million for their company. Just so all you niggas can say you sold out. So they can hear all y'all come around here talking about you selling out black folks. You should have kept your business. That's the only time that they can chill. When they sell their company, sell a percentage of their company, or they go on Shark Tank and get 20 million or 30 million from some angel investor. It's the only time that they can do that. But the rest of that time they grinding. And it's a continuous grind. It ain't no glamour. It ain't no glitz. It's a fucking grind.
Out of sight, out of mind, man.
Yeah.
If you ain't grinding, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah. So your GGs on your belt look nice. Congratulations.
They ain't real too. Y'all gotta stop. Like yo, y'all buying fake stuff, man. Too. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Like some of y'all stuff ain't real, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen a lot
Y'all
of
gotta chill.
bad Alexander McQueens and Louboutin sneakers over the past few months. Yeah, I gotta stop that.
A few months, but it's been some. They've been doing that for years, bro.
Yeah, it's
I'm getting
getting really
sick of
bad.
y'all out here.
It's getting really bad now, though. It's getting really bad.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, the knockoff was a little bit better. They're getting bad now. They get bad.
they getting lazy. They
The
getting lazy with
stitching
the
and
V's.
yeah, y'all stitching and raveling, bro. What y'all doing out here, bro? We know they fugazi, dog. We can see that. We know we can see you, right? we can We can see the fabric ain't laying right, right? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, for sure.
Also, it's got a little too much movement. Too much movement in that leather, man. The leather ain't supposed to move that much.
Yeah, man, that shit don't even smell like leather, bro.
It's more like polyester.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta
Right,
stop. I
man.
gotta stop. I gotta chill out with that.
Yeah. So, you know,
Chill out with that.
I love it though.
Nah,
I
man.
love it. I love it.
We gotta stop saying that, bro. We don't love that. That's trash.
Oh no, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love making fun of y'all when y'all walking in the grocery store with that shit on.
Oh, that I definitely love doing for sure.
Oh hell yeah, bro. I'd be like, yo, bro, like I remember I remember going into the Balenciaga store just to feel the t-shirt. Right. I remember going into a Balenciaga store just to feel the t-shirt. I was like, yo, I gotta go feel this t-shirt, right? So I walked in there and I felt it and I was like, yo, bro. I was like, I thought I thought the people that were wearing these were fake, but nah, this is just a trash ass t-shirt.
All it is, hey man, you slap a name on something, boy, you can sell it for anything.
Oh man, I was like, yo, I thought the people who was wearing these shits was like fake, but nah, this is a trash ass t-shirt. This t-shirt isn't quality made. It's a trash t-shirt.
One thing if anything I've learned about being in the fashion industry and kind of having a clothing line, you realize, man, a lot of people out here perpetrating the fraud, man. A lot of people selling y'all wolf tickets, boy. I mean, they telling y'all it's cut and sewn. They ain't tell you they got it from Gildan though.
Yep. Or LA apparel. Or Shaka wear.
Definitely tell you they got it from Shaka wear. Which April Walker, make sure you get your money. But hey man, what do I know?
Oh well, man. That's just how it is. But anyway, bro, that's all I had to say. We done been on here 2 hours.
Yeah, man. I'm good for tonight, man. I just hope y'all be paying attention to the things that's going on around y'all. Keep your eyes and your ears open, man. And just watch out for the cons.
Most definitely. We might have something special for y'all next week.
Yeah.
Depending upon how everything goes. But as for now, same bat time.
Same bat channel, man.
We'll check y'all.
Peace. And don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell more friends.
Damn right. Like, subscribe, turn your notifications on so when we pop up, we pop up.
And comment, man, so we can respond to y'all, man. We respond to all comments. Comment, man.
We damn sure do. Except for the trolls. We'll respond to y'all too. We'll respond to y'all too.
In kind.